Hello and welcome to the debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here. I'm on the road with Sonia Iorio.
Hello.
Now, Sonia's been on podcast once before, and we're off to Denver, which is, I don't know, near Woodend, so regional Victoria, to do a winery with Evan Hocking and Johnny Katz. And I just picked you up. You live in the hipster capital, Brunswick.
Brunswick West.
But it's not as hipster, is it?
Yeah,
it's not as hipster.
No.
And man, it was like a really interesting scene over there with these guys.
Yep.
In the flats across the road from where you live. And they were in different flats, but they were talking to each other from the balconies.
Yeah.
And the guy was trying to give him some advice on something he was doing. He was adjusting or building, and the guy said, I heard the guy say, "I'm not a builder, mate. I'm not a builder, but..." You're like, oh, here we go.
But here's what I reckon.
And they were above the fish and chip shop, which was called Fish and Chippery.
Yep. Yep.
Which often means $5 extra, just because, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Is that good, that fish and chip shop?
Yeah. Look, I've had a burger from there. I think some chips too. Very nice. It's pretty new.
It looks posh, a little bit posh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because on the way up that road, there was quite a few
there's
fish and
Joe's,
chip shops.
Cons. That's an old classic.
I love Cons.
Best hungover cure there.
And then as we were driving further towards the freeway, there was another one on the right that's open till 3 a.m. What's that called? What's that one called?
Oh, that's the burger place, Harding's.
Yeah.
Harding's, yeah.
Right.
It's open till 3 a.m.
Right.
Oh, having a burger place across the road open till 3 a.m.
Bad idea.
every night. Yeah. It's like good and bad. Yeah.
We get home from a gig, and often you may have eaten before the gig or not eaten at all, and then you're like, oh.
Dinner time, yeah.
See, back in the 70s or even the 80s, when I lived in... Oh, no, there were always burger joints open, actually. I'll tell a lie. There was always souvlaki burger joints open in the 80s.
Yeah.
They
so you weren't going to bed hungry?
No.
Nice.
And when you lived in a shared house, you'd go out with your mates, and we lived with girls, so there was always girls with us. You wouldn't meet a girl, so you go, oh, I'll get souvlaki instead, you know, get a hot dog, right? And go back and watch Rage. You know?
Great.
Yeah,
what a life. The 80s.
The 80s, man. Oh, and we used to go out early. We used to watch Hey Hey.
Yeah.
Who was I telling? I think I was telling Brody from Auntie Donna about this.
Yeah.
We used to watch Hey Hey. We used to watch Red Faces. And then we'd go out at like 8:30. We go to a band. Support bands would come about 9.
Yeah.
So we go and see a support band. We go see the main band. Then we go to maybe a nightclub after. And then get something to eat, come home, watch Rage.
Yeah. And there's no Uber Eats or anything, so you had to go out and eat and continue the night.
Yeah.
Going out.
That was social.
It was social. And then years later, were you on Hey Hey?
I was on Hey Hey, yes.
Wow. The circle of life.
What an honour. What an honour. And I remember I was shitting myself. Because the first time, I went on about 8 times, but mainly doing panel games. Yeah. Like joking off and stuff. But the first time you go and do stand-up to kind of establish yourself, and I was standing backstage and the guy just goes, all right, walk out to that X. Daryl introduce you, and you're just shitting. I remember thinking, what if I have a mental breakdown right now?
Fucking hell.
Take my clothes off and run out. Daryl!
What if I forget to say words when I get out there?
Oh, it's nothing. There's nothing worse when you feel that sickness. But anyway, you're so rehearsed, you kind of, the words just pour out.
Yeah.
But, that is a real skill, is mastering the 3-4 minute TV spot.
Yep.
There were a lot around.
I mean, there's nothing now.
Nah, there's a gala.
Yeah.
You should get on the gala.
Yeah, all right. Make a phone call.
Make a phone call right now. We'll ring up Susan Provan, the director. I went to school with her. So she went to my high school. So I didn't know her. I knew her sister.
Is that how you get me on? You'll be like, come on. We went to high school together.
But they want diversity. You're a young woman. You'll get there one day, don't worry.
One day.
Iorio. Ethnic. Come on, guys.
I know.
This is when I started. There were actually quite a few places you could do spots on TV.
Midday
with who hosted? It was hosted by Darren Hinch when I went on it, but he hosted.
What the hell?
I know he hosted Midday for 2 years.
A midday show hosted by Darren Hinch that stand-up was on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and before that it was Ray Martin, and Kerry Ann followed Darren Hinch maybe, and they were desperate to fill an hour and a half a day, I think. So they would fly you up to Sydney, and I had a great spot on Midday because they're all old ladies, and I just I went out beforehand and said, my mum and dad are watching, so please, I don't want to die in front of my parents. Can you all just laugh?
Yep.
And they were all great.
Nice.
And I went so well, they got me back 2 weeks later. But I had no material. I used it all up.
2 weeks later?
About 3 weeks later, maybe 4 weeks later.
There were no other comics around at that time.
I don't know what happened, but and the guy goes, they're all Japanese tourists today. You know, he goes, I think we're going to can you because we're running out of time and they're all Japanese tourists. Then he comes back in about a minute later, you're on. I'm like, oh, wow. Terrible. It wasn't great, but anyway, what do you do? Yeah, but so there's no places, and there was also a Steve Vizard's show. I didn't do it, but you could do that.
Yep.
There were New Faces with Bert Newton if you wanted to. I did that.
Oh, moly.
Yeah. And
Hey,
you could go on Red Faces, but that was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And there was another show. There was a few other shows there was a few ABC shows.
Then later, did they have
there was a
Good News Week?
Yeah.
Later on?
Yeah, but
stand-up spots?
They didn't do stand-up on Good News Week. Maybe Good News... Remember there was a version called Good News Week Light or something, and they did stand-up on that, I think, maybe? No, I can't remember.
Anyway, sounds like there was quite a few.
Heaps. But,
and now there's nothing.
Now there's nothing. Well, there's the gala.
The gala, but nothing in terms of like TV shows.
Oh, then there was
regular
Road.
TV shows.
And there was Road.
Road. Yes.
90s.
Yes.
I went on that a few times. Yeah. And he was good because he was a stand-up, so he knew
Yeah.
If he was around, he'd know you and go, "I'll put you on." He put on all the people he liked. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And because he's a nice guy, he liked most people. So.
Yeah.
But one day it'll all happen again.
Yeah.
Didn't Tom Ballard's show that had?
Yeah, Tonightly. Yeah.
Tonightly.
I think like that was the last thing to have like regular.
A stand-up.
Yeah, the last recent-ish thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, so how did you survive the lockdown? What did you do?
I cried. No. Yeah. There was some crying. You
had a lot of hamburger shops within 5 kilometres of your house.
Yeah. I did a lot of baking though.
Yeah.
Baking, knitting, watching TV, craft. And I live with my sister and it was just kind of like, I was like, this is what I want to be doing when I'm 85.
Yeah, this is a little house.
Not when I'm 35.
It's a little house on the prairie.
Right? Yeah. It's like Golden Girls.
Girls, yeah.
It's come, decades too early.
Yeah. Was she working?
She was working the whole time.
From home?
Second big, strong lockdown. She was working from home.
What's she do?
She works in real estate.
Right.
Yeah, so they're open the whole time.
They were. I did gigs for real estate agents on Zoom. And
really?
Yeah, they were fun.
That's cool.
Because you can hang shit on them and they give
it
it back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's always one smart ass in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some nice people that you can talk to and have fun with, and there's always some guy yelling out. Yeah. And they always go, that's Ruben. I remember one guy called Ruben who just kept, ask Ruben where he lives, Where do you live, Ruben? Oh, I can't say. Because it's always Turak or somewhere.
Oh, right. You're like, you're a rich cunt.
Ask him about his marriage.
A marriage breakdown.
Yeah, possibly.
A lot of them do in real estate.
It's long hours. Is your sister an agent?
No, she's everything. So she's got her, she can sell houses, but she doesn't do that. No. She does, fill in for whoever's on leave or whatever. So she does property management, trust accounting, front desk admin, everything. Yeah. She's very smart, switched on. And I, have kind of an opposite job of her.
Yeah.
But she was working heaps and we were just at home. I'm like, every day is the fucking same. I didn't do a lot. I only did a couple of Zoom gigs. I think. Yeah.
And how'd you find those?
Okay.
Yeah. Some are better than others, I have to say.
Yeah.
When I would do one with a smaller group like real estate, I said, just leave your mics open, whatever.
Yeah,
and they would all
fine.
laugh and then you'd have fun with them.
That's good.
But some were so big, they'd have to turn the mics off and you're just performing in a vacuum.
Yeah.
But as I've said, you just put the computer down and go, oh, well.
Exactly.
Walk into the lounge room.
I'm already at home.
There's no awkward walk through the car park or the crowd where the person doesn't talk to you.
Yeah, you want to hide from the audience.
Yeah, it's been a disaster.
Fuck. I did this one for a school. It was like this school in Turak. So it was like 160 something
Oh my
parents
God.
and teachers and stuff.
Oh.
But some of them had their mics on and you could hear like kids in the background.
Yeah. That's not helpful. I did one. The first one I ever did was for a pub because I do comedy there.
Yep.
And
that's cool.
Yeah, but everyone had their mics on at the start. You could hear babies crying when's the one comedy starter? So we just like turn the mics off, everyone. Turn the mics off.
People had to really learn Zoom etiquette.
Yeah, but look, I did one the other night actually. So I'm still not out of the Zoom
man.
world. No, I had to go to a studio and do it with Glenn Robbins. We had to host a. That was all right though, because as I said, because when me and him, we would do some together for companies and stuff. And we did one for a golf club, and the guy at the golf club goes, "Oh no, I can only get 4 people on my Zoom." I'm like, "Mate, you can get more than 4 people." He's like, "No." I said, "Mate, I'll do it. I'll be the Zoom whatever."
The host.
Yeah. And oh my God, what a disaster. So I go to Glenn. Let's get on at 7:30, and I'll work out the technical.
Yeah.
And there's also another Des Delling, the other comic was on. Us 3 were on. We're ringing each other, and it was all going to air. And so people would just click on it, and they're putting these messages up. Loving the support act, old guys working at tech. And we got it right eventually, but oh my God, it was so stressful.
It's tricky, yeah.
So at least when you get, I've never done one from a studio before. We went to some studio, and they got these people running around, and you just stand in front of a camera. It was easier.
I did one of those. The first one I did, it was like, in like a little studio thing, and then in front of you is like a whole heap of screens. With heaps of people watching on Zoom.
I didn't do that one. Yeah.
Which is okay. It's better because you can see people and see their reactions.
But I did some with Kitty Flanagan, and she was obsessed by the numbers dropping off. Dave, another person just left.
Yeah.
4 just left them. I'm like, I don't even know where are you looking at? I can't even see these. Oh no! But also, if you see all the boxes, occasionally someone get up from the couch and not come back.
Yeah, exactly. Or people yawning. It
was just
pretty brutal.
So, what was the best thing you baked in the whole? I'll tell you the best thing I baked. You tell me.
Yeah, you go.
No, you go.
Oh, okay. Well,
what's the most impressive thing you baked?
Well, I don't know about impressive. The best thing I baked was big soft pretzels. Like really.
Pretzels is impressive.
This was like halfway between lockdowns where we had like a bit of like you can have 2 visitors over for dinner or something.
Yeah.
Like between first and second lockdown. So my friends were coming over and I was like, let's have dinner. I'm like, I'll do an American diner theme.
Yeah, awesome.
So I made like these really big, soft, fluffy pretzels and like, mustard, you make a mustard dip, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I think I just like made burgers and then a key lime pie for dessert.
Oh, yeah, yum.
And that was fucking good.
Yeah, I have made one of them before. They are awesome.
Yeah.
I think you're going to beat me. The other thing that I made homemade wagon wheels.
Oh, wow.
Which were
That's cool though. Kids would love those.
Bloody beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great combination of biscuit, chocolate, jam, and marshmallow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Key lime pie though, man. I was talking about that the other day.
Oh.
It's my
so
partner.
good.
Oh, it's so good. And the kids don't like it that much, so it's like, whatever.
Oh, really?
More for us,
Is
we
it
don't care. It's a bit tart.
Too tart.
I love key lime pie.
Very good.
Well, anyway, we won't be getting... Evo, who's hosting this gig, did say, well, make sure you eat, because I don't think they've got any food here. There might be a cheese platter, so...
okay. It's at a winery, right?
I know. Where's the food? Anyway, we'll report back to you how the gig went. Stay tuned.
Yeah, and on the food.
Yeah. Back on the debrief, and we've done the big gig at the Borough. It was in part of the. We didn't really realise part of the Chill Out Festival in Dalesford, a gay festival, and there were a few gay people there for sure.
Yeah.
Because I do my opening joke is about
their festival.
Yeah, it was their festival, so they should be there. But for a gay lineup, you were the most gay person on because there was Evan, me, Johnny Katz, very straight white men.
Yeah, well, I guess we didn't really realise.
No, we didn't realise. Well,
what the festival was. That it was for the festival. Yeah.
But no, it was a good gig.
Yeah.
So it's in a winery in the middle of nowhere.
Very fancy winery. Nice.
Well, wasn't what I was expecting actually. I thought But there was a lot of people with those square glasses that architects wear.
Yeah.
And I picked it. I said, I bet you there's an architect here. And there was.
Yep.
And then there was a doctor. There was a table of 4 men, all wearing square glasses. They look like, as I said, they look like judges from Dancing with the Stars, but like from an architecture show. And there was a doctor, an architect, a learning designer.
Yep.
What does that even mean?
I thought probably like designs curriculum and stuff. Yeah.
As I said, is that a flash word for a kinder teacher? And a trainer was the 4th one. He was a trainer.
Yeah.
But you had a great gig. They loved you.
Oh, thank you. It's pretty good.
It's just
I felt weird about it, but reflecting on it,
you had some big highlights, some big laughs, and they were going crazy for you. But I found the same. You would go really well, and then drop off. And go really well.
Then, at the end of your set, you just focus on the drop-off bits rather than the good bits.
That's what comics do.
Yeah.
But that's what a good comic does. I was saying before, a bad comic just walks up and goes, "Oh yeah, that was great. Everything smashed." But if you don't listen to the dull bits, you're not going to get any better.
Yeah.
Because you got to refine it.
Yeah. But I think they were happy. Like the audience was happy.
Oh, they were, it was in the middle of nowhere, and they were all sort of locals, mainly locals.
Yeah.
That like from towns called Spring Hill was down the road. We went through.
There was only one super drunk woman yelling the whole time.
Yeah.
Not yelling, like talking.
She came up to you afterwards and goes, "I met you in a pub 20 years ago. Remember me?" I'm like, "Nah." It was in Richmond. I'm like, "Yeah, which pub?" She goes, "I can't remember." She goes, "I walked in, I sat next to you, and you weren't having a good time."
Wow.
And she goes, I'm not judging you. I'm like, "Man, I can't even remember." Of course I can't remember. It was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You weren't having a good time. Well, did you make it any better? And she goes, "I said to you, you're a funny guy, aren't you?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, well."
And you don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Man.
I don't remember that. Anyway, look, it was a good gig, and we're driving home. We can't complain. We do all sorts of gigs, so that was a good one. They're lovely people.
Yeah.
And we had a good time, and Evan was going great. We didn't see Johnny. I'm sure he did well. And it was interesting. Now, I was talking just before, about what you've been watching, what you watched during lockdown, because I find that an interesting topic. And you've watched 2 shows that I've watched, and I've never met anyone who's watched these shows.
Oh.
They're on SBS Online, so they're free.
Yep.
000?
Yep.
That is a great show.
0.
And that is about drug cartels,
Yeah, and it follows a shipment of drugs from
South America.
Yeah, all the way.
Mexico.
Yeah, all the way over to Italy.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And all of the horrors and bloodshed along the way.
Yeah, it shows both ends
too much.
of the drug trade.
Yeah, because you don't really think of it in terms of that, like global scale.
It is a great, if you like a crime drama.
Yeah.
And it is great, and there's so many different facets to it. It's got Gabriel Byrne in it as he's the older guy, is he living in New Orleans or somewhere?
Oh, I can't
something
remember.
like that. And okay, so that's a good show. I love that show. Yeah. And I love the guy who was Gabriel's son, who had a condition. He was...
Yeah. And I think the actor's Dane DeHaan.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
And the other one that you've seen is Gomorrah.
Yes. Oh, it's a film.
Is it a film?
Not TV show. Yeah.
Oh, is there like...
Oh, unless they made
a series.
TV. Really?
Yeah, so what's Gomorrah about?
Well, Gomorrah is about the Gomorrah in Napoli, which is the mafia in Napoli.
Yeah, so
unless they split it up into a series.
So hang on.
They might have filmed this.
Well, the one I saw, it's the Naples Mafia.
Yep.
There's the guy, the head, the older guy, about 60, in charge.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And then there's his son, who's like this fat kid that he kind of doesn't respect or anything. And then the fat kid goes to South America to get drugs, and he comes back all tough with a mohawk. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a different show. Maybe. I think...
Well, they may have made a show.
They may have made a TV show of it. Yeah. Oh, no, this was definitely a series. The one I saw was a series. So Gomorrah, I think, came first.
Yeah, the film.
The film came first. I've got to watch the film now, then. I got to watch the film. But was that on SBS online?
Season 5.
Yeah,
okay.
Gomorrah.
It was on SBS On Demand a while back.
Yeah.
I saw it at the film festival, I think, years ago. And then more recently it was on SBS On Demand.
And it's the same writer who wrote 000, is it?
One of the writers.
Yeah, wow.
So Roberto Saviano is his name. He went and lived in the Neapolitan Mafia area and worked in the factories, etc.
Wow.
He's an ex-journalist. Well, he's a journalist, but he did that and then wrote a book about the whole experience. That book was turned into a movie.
Yeah, right.
And he's one of the writers for 000.
Yeah, right.
And he pretty much lives with permanent security around him.
No wonder.
All of the time.
No wonder.
Yeah, he doesn't have a very free life.
Yeah, right.
But I think he was like aware that that was a sacrifice that he was going to be making.
Sure.
Like he grew up in Napoli, saw his first murder at like 14 or something like that. So yeah, intense stuff, eh?
Intense stuff, but I mean, I went to Naples.
Yes.
And I didn't see any of that stuff because you're staying in the inner city, and it's great. Naples is such a good place. Because that's my twin brother who lives in Switzerland, you know.
Yeah.
And when I went to Naples, he'd never been there, you know, because they travel around all the time. It's like going to Ballarat, going to Naples. And I said, you got to go to Naples. And so he went for a holiday with his wife and kids, and they loved it because he said it's one of the few Italian cities that's not where people still live in the city. Like you can walk down the street and see fat guys putting their washing out.
Yeah.
Whereas in Rome, a lot of those people have moved out. And Venice, they've all moved out. A lot of them have moved out.
I mean, Rome's like one of the biggest tourist cities in the world. Yeah.
But he said Naples is just like a traditional, still a traditional big city.
I mean, it's like my parents' little village. It's very much
Have you been
all
back?
the old families. Yeah.
And how was that?
So I was there a few years ago. It was cool. Like their little town, there's probably 1,500 people there.
Oh, wow.
And it's really, like it's difficult to get internet.
Yeah.
Like I make a joke about...
Yes, 3 churches.
There's one ATM in the town, and that's not a joke.
No, that's true.
I mean, it's a joke, but it's true. There's an ATM at the post office, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, like, I was there in 2016, and I wanted to pay on my card at the chemist, and they're like, no, like, it's cash only.
Of course.
And I didn't know where the ATM was, so I was freaking out.
And what do your parents feel like when they go back?
My dad loves it.
Oh, really?
Because like there's all these like little bars in the town.
Yeah,
like there's a couple of little bars, and they've just got old men playing cards all day.
Yeah,
you know. So of course,
joints.
Dad goes there and like you know.
They all know him.
Yeah.
He's done well. He's in Australia.
Yeah, and then goes back and enjoys himself, and then
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's a good country, Italy. We love Italy.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you've got to watch that I watched in lockdown before he passed away, the Maradona documentary. Did you watch it?
Oh no.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
Okay, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Maradona.
And it's mostly set in Napoli because that's where he played.
Yeah, right. I didn't even know that.
And has some mafia elements to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fascinating story and sad. It's real sad.
Yeah, Crims always love sports stars. It's like in Melbourne, all the Carlton crew and all that, they all love the AFL guys. They love hanging out with them.
Gosh.
Like if they could hang out with Dusty, they would hang out with Dusty from Richmond, you know, like we'll go hang out with Dusty.
Yeah.
You know, they love it. They love it. All right, I'll answer the questions that I ask everyone.
Yeah.
What went well tonight, Sonia? The great gig in the Borough.
You mean like?
Oh, just in your set or
specifically the jokes? Well, it started quite well.
You did start very well.
So well.
Great start.
A story that I tell about going to a cocktail bar.
Yeah, it's a very funny story. What didn't go well?
What didn't go well? Oh, look, I've got this kind of new thing that I'm trying about tarot cards and my sister being into tarot cards.
Yeah, that was funny.
I haven't worked it out quite yet, but I tried it anyway, which is, probably not the best idea. And it didn't hit as well as the other stuff.
You got to try it out, though. You got to do it. Well, I mean, my first joke I talked about how I look like a lesbian, so not realising there was about 8 there. But anyway, but they were very friendly to me.
Yes.
What with any organisational hazards get in the way? I can think of one, apart from the drunk person. It's very echoey.
Yes, quite echoey. So I was holding the mic.
Yeah, you held it
far down.
No, I reckon that was good.
Yeah, so I didn't know because on stage you can't tell. No. So I'm like, I hope this is helping.
It was helping.
Yeah, okay.
It was helping.
I tried to do another echoey gig a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All these fucking echoey gigs.
Where was the other echoey
It was in Traralgon, my home sort of hometown.
Not the
my
old.
My parents live there.
Not the old Astrodome.
No, not at the Astrodome.
I've done gigs
I
there.
don't think that exists anymore.
No, that's a function centre.
What?
Yeah, with the sunken dance floor. The Astrodome.
Oh, okay.
It was an old nightclub in the 80s. Yeah. Well, it was. I did gigs there 2 years ago.
Right.
Because I'm like, is this the old Astrodome? They're like, yeah. And I thought it had a revolving dance floor, but no. There was a nightclub near my house that had that.
The nightclub.
They had a sunken dance floor.
Yeah, the nightclub at the only nightclub in town now, Inferno, that's got a light-up dance club.
Oh, I love it.
Light-up dance club. And maybe the Astrodome is like next door to that one. It's in the nightclub precinct.
It's sort of in the middle of Oh no, it's in the town. No, it's in the town.
Yeah.
It's in the town, but on the edge of the town.
Okay.
Where was the echoey gig?
The echoey gig was at a hall, and it was for like the Apex Club of Traralgon.
Oh my god! So. I didn't know Apex still existed.
Yeah, they exist.
They're like the Lions Club.
Traralgon. Yeah.
It was building a playground somewhere.
Yeah.
What was it like? The gig?
It was fine. My dad came because of course he did.
Jeez.
Sit in the front row.
Oh, don't you love your dad?
Yeah.
Come and do a kid. My dad does that when I do Freemason. I've done a few gigs for the Freemasons.
Right.
And Dad's like, oh, I'll come along. Yeah, but it's not your lodge, Dad. Are you allowed to? Yeah, I'll come.
It cuts down some of the material that I can do.
Yes. I just include my dad in the act. I'm like, Kev's here.
Oh, he loves it, eh?
Yeah, but he sort of corrects me, and I'm like, Dad, don't get. No, that's not true. I'm like, Dad,
no.
Don't get in the way of the joke. I talk about, he's a Vietnam veteran, which he is, but he's like, no, I didn't go. I wasn't there. I wasn't there for that long, or whatever. Like, Dad, shut up.
Yeah.
Oh God, was that a nerve-wracking gig for you? The Apex?
Yeah, pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Are they older now? I mean, Apex used to be younger, but I would understand they'd be a mixed.
Mixed crowd. Yeah. Not like tonight when I was the youngest person in the room.
That was hilarious when I said, "Who's the youngest person?" They're all yelling at, I think the comedian, the girl comedian. So you're 34.
No, I'm 36.
Oh, you're still the youngest one there.
Yeah. On stage, I said I was 35 because I just turned 36 like a couple of weeks ago.
That is hilarious.
The jokes in my head like that.
Youngest person there.
Yeah.
You were the youth.
Yeah. But it wasn't like a super old, like there were heaps of people in their 40s.
40s and 50s. Yeah, 40s and 50s. A few 60s. How can we do better next time?
How do you get rid of an echo?
Yeah, get the echo chamber out of there. I don't know how you do that. More people, mate, might.
I think so. I think if a room's fuller.
Yeah, take the echo away.
Yeah, but we're in COVID-safe times, so that limits the audience.
Yes, that's been great for me when I headline gigs and they say there's only 50 people. I go, that's COVID, yeah, COVID. We blame COVID. Well, Sonia, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
And you can check Sonia out. Are you doing the festival?
No.
But you're going to show. Yeah, go on.
I'm doing a show on May 7th, which is after the festival.
It's a Friday night.
Yeah. So during the festival, I'll kind of be everywhere, hopefully, doing a heap of gigs around town. And then on May 7th, I'll be doing my show called Big Eyes, Big Pussy at Comedy Republic.
That's all right. Yeah, that is a great room. That is the room that Reese Nicholson and his partner, Kyron, set up.
Yeah.
Man, it's a fantastic room. If you're in Melbourne, get along there.
Yeah.
Because there's a bar, then the next level's the room, the comedy room.
And it's really nice room.
Man, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Sonia. We've got a bit more driving to do.
Thank you.
Sonia Iorio, everyone. Woo. Oh, press the button.